90 Day Fiancé has shown us some very interesting couples journeys, to say the least. But have you wondered just what goes through the producers' minds when casting their leads?
You have to go to your interview, and that's it.
Scouting process. As the show's premise revolves around international couples, finding these foreign love stories can be quite difficult. That's why producers ask immigration attorneys for help. Other methods of casting are through their Instagram page or through traditional audition websites. Lastly, they do often listen to their fans for input. For instance, fans were not happy with the way Angela behaved in 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After when she treated her doctor and husband, Michael, poorly.
And I'm done talking about it.
Many even signed a petition to not have her on the show.
I don't think you understand, really.
It's hard as a producer to ignore such a reaction. Requirements. There's a list of pretty hard-to-obtain items in order to get on the show. For one, the foreigner has to be in the process of obtaining a K-1 visa that permits fiancé citizens to the U.S. and marry their sponsor within 90 days of their arrival. The culture shock and emotional challenges within the 3 months are what creates entertainment and suspense for viewers.
I cannot wait to get out of here, so I'm going to make hotel reservations as soon as possible.
Couples also must have mandatory forms, passport, proof of residence, medical exams, police and divorce certificates, evidence of financial support, evidence of their relationship with the U.S., and proof they met at least once within the last 2 years. This process takes months to complete, which means the couples must be pretty serious about each other already. In terms of who is eligible, just about anybody can apply. They welcome all ages, ethnicities, genders, and sexual orientations. The couples should also have found each other organically, as this isn't The Bachelor, a matchmaking service. In terms of filming requirements, they should be down to repeat or redo scenes for the camera and sign a contract on editing that may portray them in a negative light.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Many may not be aware of how serious these contracts are and have outright complained about it after the airing of the show. Season 3's Mark and Nikki notably filed a lawsuit against TLC for displaying their cringeworthy moments, like giving his fiancée the same car he gave his ex-wife, but the case was tossed out pretty quickly because of their contracts. What they're looking for. According to producer Matt Sharp, he wants people who are super authentic, no matter how many flaws they have. In fact, having a not-so-great history actually makes you more likely to be casted, as they want people to be entertaining. They have featured multiple individuals who have been previously arrested, who were still married at the time of meeting their partner, or who lied about their appearances. They keep an open mind and try not to judge, but it's a case-by-case evaluation in the selection process.
But unfortunately, that's what the interview is for, to judge you on your past.
Part of the show is actually to try to start a conversation, a debate rather. Sharp told the Reality Life with Kate Casey podcast that we're not looking for villains or heroes, we're looking for real people with interesting backgrounds and stories, and potentially interesting situations. Some of the conflicts that have been featured multiple times are cheating allegations, using their American partner for a green card, or their finances, and indecision on whether or not they should start a family. These scenarios arise possibly due to the casting choices, where the couples have a large age gap like Big Ed and Rose, have opposite personalities like Natalie and Mike, or where the women are beautiful but date average-looking men like Colt and Larissa. They may look at their friends and families as well to see if they're judgmental about the relationship, to propel storylines of not fitting in. Application process. After applying, they go through tons of background checks and several rounds of interviews. The show films about a year before the content is aired, so casting usually starts just a week after the premiere of the new season. However, this varies. Sometimes it could be filmed just weeks before airing if producers feel the need for extra content in the season. So after going through all the stress of just applying, you'd think the candidates are compensated well, right? No. It turns out the Americans are paid about $1,000 to $1,500 per episode, and $2,500 for the tell-all special. Meanwhile, their international spouses are not legally allowed to be compensated at all.
I won't cry.
Perhaps the fame they receive is just as satisfactory for some. Background checks. While appearing on television requires a thorough digging into your past, from mental health history to interviews with past employers, having a criminal record for this show is surprisingly not necessarily a deal breaker. We've seen contestants like Jeffrey Pichel, whose criminal history had leaked before he even came clean to his partner, Varia Molina. Some of the cast even used fake names before. For instance, from the 4th season, Chantal's family calls her Sierra and Jorge's actual name is Andrew. It looks like casting these couples can become quite a challenge with the limiting requirements and their need for the stars to have a shocking conflict.
This was a lot. This was a lot to take in.
Would you ever consider joining the show? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe to The Things Reality to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest in reality TV news.